Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching me from. This is me, your brother, your friend, Human Steven, right here on the show today. Well, guys, if you are just here watching us for the first time, please kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, Najawas YouTube, and follow me on my Facebook page on Matter Rising with Human Steven, and also United States of Nigeria, or my private Facebook area, Miato Steven. Please, guys, try to share this video. Today is on the 6th of November, year 2021. It is just 6 days to Obaseki's second term, 1 year in office in his second term tenure. And as a great supporter of Governor Obaseki during the electionary period, I have done my personal assessment of his administration in the last 1 year, and I decided to actually come out here and itemize the good, the bad, the ugly that he had done all through the last 1 year, from November 12th last year till this very moment. Please, if you are just here coming in for the first time, please, I want you guys to just press the notification button and share this video. Let us come together and actually talk about how far the governor or the government have gone in his second term in office as the governor of Edo State. This very particular broadcast is not to either praise the governor or to victimize the governor, but this very particular broadcast is to actually to explain to the Edo people Obaseki's stewardship in his first year in his second term. Having said that, I want to say congratulations again to Edo people for the role that we played in the 2020 gubernatorial election in Edo State. How we have decided to say, okay, it is time for us to take our destinies into our hands. Like I've told very many people, whether Obaseki performs excellently well or not, but there is one thing that is very, certain, is that we, the Edo people, have understood how policies have been played, and we have decided to take decisions in order for us to take our destinies into our hands. And having said this, I want to also understand that governance is not a tea party. Governance is a real job that requires everyone who is involved to actually come up and do the needful on where need arises. Sister Vivian, good morning, mommy diaspora, mommy of all, I greet you. I greet you guys this morning. ABS, I greet you. Osai Bobo, good morning, every one of us. Please, guys, just coming in, just share this video, and someone should share this video into Niger Watch WhatsApp page also. Share it to friends, share it to everywhere. Let's come together. Let's come and actually discuss Obaseki 1 year stewardship to the Edo people. We're going to look at his achievements. We're going to look at his failures. Also, we're going to profile solutions to the 3 years left in his office. Okay? His failures, his achievements, and we're going to profile solution. What do we think is the way forward? What do we think is the best way the governor can go in order to do more for us as a people in the second term? Okay, guys, so these are going to be the things we're going to put up together as we discuss today in this very particular broadcast. Benin City is beautiful, Edo is very nice, and we are all happy to be here. I'm so very pleased to being in Benin, and like I said, I love here. I want to be here as much as I can go. I have a mandate, to my people. I have a mandate to my conscience. I have a mandate to my state. And that is why I'm doing some of the things I am doing, guys. Okay? Please don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to give us like. I want to see much likes on this video, guys. Share this video. Share this video. Let's have a time to discuss. Share the video, guys. Let's have a time to discuss. I also call on the youth to please share the sword. Let's begin to unite together and make our state a better place. Share the video, guys. Just press the share button. Press the share button. Let's see how many people we can have on the show. Invite your friends into the show today. Let's come and talk together. Invite your friends in. I'm not against Obaseki. Neither am I in support of him right now. You guys should know that. Government are elected to work for the people. Government aren't elected to actually work for selected few. They are elected to work for the general population of the people. So if for one reason or the other things aren't going the way we expect it to have gone, we have the right as a people, as a custodian, is there the custodian of the treasury and the law, as the owner of the government or the company that they are running, we have the right to tell them how they have gone. So today I'm going to read a result. It's going to be Obaseki reports card for his first year in his second term. Obaseki's report card. The good, the bad, the ugly. And guys, in every exam you do, you're not going to have distinction in all of them. There are some you're going to perform excellently well. There are some you're going to perform averagely well. And there are some you're going to perform woefully. That's how governance is also. So decisions you're going to take, to you, it's fantastically okay. But to the people, it is against their conscience and will. So to them, it is a failure. You've not actually done well. Okay, guys? So this is how it works. Now, the first I'm going to talk about is the failure of Obaseki's government. Those areas I think he had not performed well. Those areas that I think he hasn't actually performed well. Number one, I think Obaseki actually failed in selling off the library complex. And the outright demolition of that edifice. That is a failure. It's not in the interest of the people. One thing we need to understand about governance is this: what is not in the interest of the people is termed a failure. Even if to you it's going to generate all the incomes in the world. As far as it is against the people's will, it is not in the interest of the people. It is a failure. People might have reasons. People might have explanations to the very particular action of the government. They can itemize 1001 reasons why the library had to be moved away from its present location to the secretariat at Sapele Road, both of them at Sapele Road. People might give reasons why the new company coming in there, the ShopRite, ought to be there. But the truth of the matter is this: if such a decision is against the dictates and the will of the people, it is termed a failure. So my number one decision today is the demolition of the Edo State Library. Do not forget, guys, that the Edo State Library was built under the regime of Chief Lucky Nosakaye Igbenedion between 1999 and 2007. And that edifice was millions of naira at the time it was built. So today, that edifice is supposed to have worth billions of naira. That is the only benefit an average Edo man can get from the government going there to do researches and other stuff as far as education is concerned. As a learned guy, as an educationist, a technocrat, and one who has studied abroad, Your Excellency would have understood that library is an hallmark for good educational background, particularly because of the cost of some of these materials that is needed to study in school. I remember in Sweden, where I live, every commune, their wards, every ward has a standard library. I'm not saying have a library, I mean every ward has a standard library. So these libraries have been there for over 50, 60, even up to 100 years. All they do is to maintain such an edifice to the modern standard of operation. not one who is one that was built some few years back. That area have been sold off to a private business person. I remember I dropped a comment somewhere when this issue was raised. I said, which is better, education or food? Now, the problem with Nigerians and Nigerian leaders is this: we are always quick to look for how we can be able to generate revenue, not looking for how we can prepare the mind of the populace in becoming a revenue. I repeat again, we are quick at looking at ways in which revenue can be generated than looking for a way to make the people to become the revenue that will be generated. What makes the developed world to continually remain on the top? It is because they understood that governance is about the people, investing on the people. Because when you invest on the people will indirectly invest on the economy. An economy or a nation where the investment of the people is very minute, the way it is in Edo and in the whole of Nigeria today, in Africa at large, it also reduces the impact of the people on the economy. Today, the African nations are operating what I call a microwave economy. Now, microwave economy is one where you just want the money to start flowing in without not building a solid foundation for the economy to be sustainable. Guys, do not forget that today, ShopRite have been sold by the original owner, who are South Africans, to a Nigeria firm. It means there is already a transfer of government from the original owner of this company to a new owner that is owned by a Nigerian company. And the question I want to ask you guys is this: why did you think that the owner of ShopRite have to sell off that kind of a business to someone else if the business was actually working the way they expect it to work? I said, do not forget, billions of naira was used to build that edifice, which was now destroyed. And by so doing, the government has leveled billions of naira to the ground. That is Edo State money that been leveled. Not that the edifice has a default or something is wrong with the building. I said, okay, the building cannot stand, we cannot be able to maintain the building anymore. We need to pull it down. It will be understandable. So that the building has actually worked for a very long time, and at the end of it, we say, okay, yeah, the building have been there for too long. It has had a lot of issues, and all that. It was not pulled down. It can be understandable. But in these circumstances, none of this. It was only pulled down because a private company wants that place to become its business center. ShopRite is a private company and should be treated as such, not giving away public property for a private business. I've stood against this even during the cattle issue, that cattle rearing is a private business and must be treated as such. And the worst part of it is this. Why I term this as a failure on the side of the governor is the governor refuses to carry the people along in things that are directly involving the people. This is a library that the people go to do their research, to read and all that. I expect the governor to have had an open discussion with relevant stakeholders before that building or that site was sold or let out, as the case may be. But none of this was done. It only fitted into the ear of the people, and the government went ahead and actually demolished that building. That, to me, is a failure. Number two, the relocation of the Central Hospital to Stella Obasanjo at Ubo Road, or what we call the Country Home Road, or Stella Obasanjo Road, of Saple Road, or what popularly known as Ajib Junction, is also another failed decision. Except the government is actually planning to upgrade, to transform that over 100 years old health care center into a modern and a world-class healthcare center, according to the Commissioner of Information and Orientation, Barrister Andrew Emata. If the relocation of the hospital from its present location into Stella Obasanjo's hospital is for the government to revitalize, revamp that place to become more better and more, standard for the present day, usage, then it will be a wonderful idea. But if not that, if even that was it, you must always consult with the people. People don't wake up one day and see things changing in their society without them not being aware. I think that is not democracy. When you took the decision to relocate the hospital to where you want it to be today, you would have actually come out and make a public declaration on it and give vivid reasons why you taking such a decision. But anything that is not of that is termed a failure. This is my opinion, and I have the right to my opinion. Like I said, I'm going to look at the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm talking about the failure of the government now. Number three, Obaseki did many roads. He joined many streets together. I must give him kudos for that. I think Obaseki has actually done more adjacent roads than any government in the history of Benin or in the history of Edo State. We must give him kudos for that. But my worries is this. Are the roads awarded, are they of standard based on international standard of road construction? The truth is this, guys. The answer is capital no. I am putting the blame on the government. Listen, guys. Like, I've already applauded him for his mindset in road construction, for his foresight of making Edo a road networking state, particularly Benin City. But when you decided to construct a road and the construction does not last more than a year, then such a contractor should be questioned. And if the contractor, is not questioned by the people who gave the contractor the contract, then the people that gave the contractor the contract will be questioned by the people. All Governor Obaseki is our servant, is the people's servant, is actually the first servant of the state. Is operating on our mantle, is operating on our votes to be our governor. The roads are not of standard. Many of the roads are already washing away. Many of the roads that was done in this second term is poor standard road construction. This one, I marked the governor F9 in monitoring road construction. Governor Obaseki and his team do not monitor the standard of jobs being done by the contractors. That is a failure on his part. Every governor, everyone who is doing a project must and should always be on the site to check if the standard that is being operated by the people is the same thing as the one that is on the paper. But the moment the government have this lukewarmness attitude towards monitoring projects, the greed in every Nigerian businessman will creep into existence and will make the road substandard. For example, the Kema Road as is already having potholes. Even the concrete road they did at Uloho Junction and also opposite the army barracks today is already breaking away because it is not of standard. I'm not going to blame the contractor, I'm going to blame the governor who actually awarded the contract to these contractors. So to me, on the standard of road construction, it is F9. If you go to Ababa right now, immediately after the market, there is a portion that have been left undone by the contractors. I do not see any of their tools or vehicles on that route anymore. If you move over there again and then get to Amaba directly, there's also where they put something like a borrow pit. The place is really, really bad. They never did it for once because the contractor who actually who was doing that road does not really have an idea of what he's doing. People's lands are being taken over by flood. That is not a good construction work. So the governor needs to bear the bond. On the school, Yes, Obaseki came up with Edo Best. And I will applaud you for that also. Came up with this Edo Best. Came up with all incentives to actually promote the public school sector in Edo State. But the truth of the matter is, guys, many of the schools in Edo are not even schools anymore. We can't even rear pigs, some of the schools. One of those schools is Suselu Secondary School, behind a Daiken market, very close to the secretariat of a local government. That school is an eyesore. As I speak to you, I think that school, they don't have more than 4 classrooms. There are many schools that you've seen on my wall, and many walls, which are so bad. And my question is this, sir. If we cannot actually have a proper school, how can the Edo Best initiative function perfectly well? I remember, Your Excellency, sir, you said right in your office, you can be able to tell which student was not in school, in which school. That shows you have all the dossiers of all the schools right on your system. I would have also expected for you to also know the conditions of these schools. Many schools, there are no chairs. Many of them, their roofs are leaking. There's a community that they have both the secondary and the primary school in one building. On schools renovation, I am giving the government P8. But on the initiative of the Edo Best School Program, I am giving the governor an A2. Good initiative, but poor management or actualization of the initiative. Number 5, the roads. Our major roads are still in darkness. Our major roads are still in darkness. I drove all the way from UBTH I drove through Ijaro, and I got into Mission Road, and drove down to Ring Road. From UBTH down to Mission Road Junction on the Ring Road axis was total darkness. The other day I drove to Saple Road down to Ajib Junction, and I went into Country Home Road. It was total darkness. The only place that will have light today is the King Square and the Ring Road area, street lights. If you get to Ring Road, that the museum area, you will know the importance or the benefit of having a street light on our major roads. Because when there is street light on your major road, guys, I'm going to tell you, it will reduce accident to the barest minimum. Our roads are bad. We have gullies and potholes on our roads. Cars are being parked on both sides of the road at night. Pedestrians, humans, are walking on both sides of the road at night. And there is nothing, there is no light to actually help. The drivers to actually see what is happening. When I drive, I strain my eyes. I don't drive more than 40. That is risky. In a country, in a state where insecurity is on the high side, how can you be on the highway and you are driving as low as 40 in order for you not to fall into a pothole that can create unnecessary accident, or for someone not to be wearing? Do you know that in Africa today, people wear black and black, and they walk inside the dark on the edge of the road? I didn't hit one yesterday. If I was on 60, the guy would have been dead. But thank God I was on 40. It was on black, this long black they normally wear, like a gun or something. That this Yahoo boys normally put on. He wore that in black. He was very black also, and was walking along the Mission Road axis. I was driving down. I didn't see him on time because everything about him was black. There was no light. And you know, you're going to have a light reflection from the opposite direction on your face. So that also dim the extent which you can see. Okay, guys? To me, not being able to have lit up the major roads in Benin, except the roundabout, which is the Ring Road and the King Square, and I'm giving Obaseki a P8. On electricity generation. To actually, bring light to the people. Because Obaseki has Ocean Power Plant, which was ready before the election. I expected by now, all these major roads would have been lit up. Based on what he told us during the election, immediately after the election, all the major streets in Benin will be lit up and powered by Oshomo. So that we have not seen in his 1 year in office. So his report card on our street light generation is a P8. Part of King Square. The ever busy Sapele Road, Airport Road, Solu Lagos Road, Mission Road, and many others are still in darkness, which affect motorists and also causes accidents due to the poor vision while driving. Number 6, Edo is dirty. Edo is so dirty, guys. Edo is so dirty, guys. I do not understand why the environmental sanitation of the last Saturday or the first Saturday of the month was scrapped in Edo State. I cannot tell why. This state is so dirty. So dirty, guys. I even thought that Lagos was dirty. But if you go to Edo today, drive through Lagos Road and see the heap of dirt at Edake Market. Drive through TV Road and see the heap of dirt at Olia and Uwa Market. Just go to around that King Square area, the market area, guys. Go and see a state. The truth is this. That is a failure on the side of the government. Cleanliness is next to godliness. A clean environment breeds healthy people. People will be surprised where I'm coming from. In that, the government of Obaseki had failed woefully. He created this debt, what is it called? Management body. But rather, they are just interested in the money, not the job. On cleanliness, I normally drive through the government area. Even the government house, it has it. It's dirty. And then I've visited other government houses all over the world, guys. I think I've been in Asaba. The areas where the government house is always, it's like when you go there, you know that you are in Europe or something like that. But ours is waterlogged, rubbish on the road, bottled water thrown everywhere, sachet water littered everywhere. Everywhere looks so dirty. I think on cleaning Edo, Obaseki had F9 to my own assessment. I think he had failed woefully on that. Sanitation is one thing that every government needs to take seriously. A clean environment will breed good health. But when your environment is not clean, hospital will become the homes of many people. When your environment is not clean, the air you breathe in is already polluted. And that can also affect your body system. I gave him F9 on sanitation. You know, we only have flood. People were saying, oh, Obaseki is the cause of the flood. Yes, he is to some extent. But if he actually does the right thing by cleaning the drainage, it's just the way they do sometimes. Because you're going to have a complete flow of water. Grace Omo, good afternoon, ma. It could be a complete flow of water. That needs to be done. He need to tighten up his operation. to actually create a more hygienic society, just the way he did before the election, when he joined us to clean Benin City. He should enact that law. He should bring back that every Saturday, first Saturday or last Saturday of the month, as an environmental sanitation. He should put a law in place to those market women who drop dead on the roadsides. We are not living in a banana republic, guys. If you go to this market, you're going to see how shattered they are. They throw things everywhere. The government must begin to start working on that. Number 7, I'm going to itemize all the failures. I will now look at the successes that he has actually performed also, so the government knows what to do. I expect by now that the local government election would have been conducted. As a Democrat, as one who actually got into the corridor of power on the matter of let the vote of the people count, on the matter to end godfatherism and all forms of political robbery, would have conducted the government and the councillors to actually govern their local government and so. You know, today, most of the things we are talking about and that is Obaseki failure today are actually the responsibilities of a local government. Guys, you're shocked. That's the truth. Most of the things today we are putting on the table, like for example now, like waste management board, ought not supposed to be the responsibility of the state government, but the local government of each local government. But because there is no government in place as of today, all the bulk of the job is now on the seat or on the table of the governor. So when there is any mistake anywhere, he will not be the one that will be charged with the responsibility. Not collecting local government election is a big failure on his part. When an elected governor or government rules with an administrator, it is called dictatorship. They say the absence of local government leaders have made everyone to heap the blame on the table of the governor, since he is the sole administrator of the 18 local governments. I know the constitution gives them that power, but that power is destroying the fabrics of governance in our state. Number 8, the actions of the ESMA, the PUO, and other revenue collection agency are worse than the Aberus we fought against in Edo State. Guys, I'm telling you this. These agencies are agencies created by the government to actually help him in making things work. But today, these guys are worse than the Aberus. They are now with uniform that you can't touch them. Before, you can fight an Aberu because you are all the same. But today, you can't fight an S-man, You can't fight a poor guy. You can't fight a revenue collector guy or revenue enforcing guy who's on uniform. If you do that, you will go to jail. Not all of them, guys, but majority of them deals with motorists with no respect. Few weeks ago, I was driving before this traffic light. I was at a Gulf Road Junction, Government House Junction, at Log Airport Road. Was still good. And you know the law. Red is stop. Yellow, get prepared. Green, go. The same thing when it's about to stop you, it will show you green to go, yellow to get prepared, and red to stop. And you know, in the law of driving, if your dashboard, which is the one you call your bonnet, has crossed the light, the green light before the yellow sign appears, you've not beat traffic. I don't know if many of you know that. If you're a driver in Europe, the moment your dashboard has already crossed the traffic light, you've not beat traffic. This actually happened, and they parked this guy. You know, when they park you, the first thing they do is they have to impound your car. They drag with you the key of the car with you. They create unnecessary. Yeah, we are coming, man. We are coming. Sister Grace, just hold on. We are saying the one that is bad so that Obaseki can learn. We're also going to say the one Obaseki have done that is good. I'm here today to give report card. I'm giving a report card of what is on ground. Ma, Sister Grace, Grace Omo, just relax, ma. I'm here to give the report card of both everything that he has done and what we think he was going to do better for us in the last 3 years. But also, Obaseki is not trying. No. Like I said before, if you follow me from the beginning, I said he's doing his best. But there are things that is not working that he needs to work on. Where we are reminding him or pointing this for him to see some of these things. Let me tell you, ma, before I continue. Do you know there are some of the things that is happening today that the government does not even know? There are people that the government put in position to actually tell him this truth, don't want to tell him the truth because of their job. They lie to them. This is why we are failing in Nigeria governance today. Most of the appointees lies to the government. I remember when we did this social media influencer conference in Benin. Obaseki said, I am not angry with those of you who are criticizing me. Actually, I'm really happy with you because you're making me to know some part that I do not know. I remember this lady, what is Jessica? Amafi or whatever they call her name. There's some road that she actually pointed out that the governor is working on today. The governor was not aware that those roads were bad. Nobody told him that they were bad. They said the road has already been constructed. But those roads are not motorable until she pointed the governor to it, and the governor is not doing it. What about the Sapele Road as is? When you are going from Ajib, it was one love and actually drove the government to that. So that does not mean they hate the government. They are trying to make the government to understand that the people of the state are suffering based on some part of the state that is unworkable. Okay, man. Now, the other day, I took a cab. My car has fault. I took a cab, and I was coming, and these boys who normally collect revenue are going to get a papa. They just stopped this guy.